Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about A Few and the Cursed Heart-Shaped Ambition. So I did a sort of unboxing of this, I think it was last month or so, when it actually arrived. Now I actually want to kind of talk about it in a little bit more detail, because I have had a chance to read it, and a little bit of an update. What I did say about getting the trade paperback, one of the biggest disappointments for me was not getting a hardback. I did actually receive an email not long after I posted up the video to say that there was a mix-up in the shipping and my hardback would arrive very shortly after that. So this is the hardback cover. It's the Kickstarter exclusive. So we'll get onto that in a minute. So yeah, I have read it, and first impressions, very, very, very good. It is a pirate tale set around 200 or so years before the events of I'm going to call the first book, The Few and the Cursed, the one with red, that one. And it is about, I believe his name is Bartholomew, a pirate who is betrayed by his captain, left for dead, and wants to take revenge on the captain that essentially sold him and the crew out. And the strange thing is, it doesn't seem like it kind of fits within the universe as I know it at the moment. It's a strange one in the fact that, like I said, it's set 200 years before, so we don't know what's happened. It seems like the world has had a drastic event happen where all of the seas have completely dried up, because that's what we see in The Few and the Cursed, the main series, that everything is essentially a wasteland, like a desert. Whereas this is more traditional. It definitely seems more of an 1800s kind of thing. So if it is set to 200 years or so, that does mean that the Few and the Cursed is set in like present day. I will say its art is fantastic. It really is. I know it's been a while since I've read The Few and the Cursed, and maybe I just have a little bit of bias when it comes to like ships and the sea and kind of stuff, because I absolutely adore landscapes. I really, really do. There's something so incredibly picturesque and so beautiful about them. There wasn't loads of landscape stuff within this book, but the fact that you had quite a lot of it set sort of on the water or around islands, it looked incredibly just picturesque and sort of very... It was very much like a sort of paradise thing, and it very much seems like that when Bartholomew actually meets like an indigenous tribe of an island, and he goes through a couple of trials there, which is a fantastic read. So it doesn't. This is only the second book I've read within the universe, and it doesn't seem like it fits perfectly in there, but. You know, like I said, it is set 200 years before. Who knows what's happened? Maybe we'll get a book to actually explain that. And I do really kind of hope so, because as a story in itself, as a single story, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely loved it. It's incredibly well written. In regards to the whole thing, I don't know how it fits. But I guess that's part of the intrigue. To get onto a little bit of the art... as I said before, I was a little bit disappointed by getting the trade paperback, that I really wanted the hard copy, and I did think I ordered a hard copy when I went onto the Kickstarter. So, this is the hard copy. Like I said, it is the Kickstarter exclusive. You would have seen that just at the very beginning, the coloured version. But just to give you if you missed that, there you go. That's what it looks like. And... I mean, the book is presented well in its hardback form, I will say that. The colours do seem to pop that a little bit more within the hardback, and like I said, it's a very well presented book, and I really do like that. Oh, and there's the back cover, by the way, which is the black and white version of that. What I will say that is a bit of a sort of personal thing to me, as much as I love having the Kickstarter exclusive, I actually really do think that is the better front cover. It's more colourful, it shows obviously more of the characters, and it tells you sort of more of what you'd be expecting. Whereas that, to me, is just a bit sort of dark and gloomy. Now, I'm sure there's people that would enjoy that, but for me, it's definitely that one. So when I actually received the hardback, I did actually receive a couple of extra things. So I had a couple of cards here. There we go. Which it's always good to have those cards. I'll be putting them all in the set. And an extra print, which, again, I do find it strange that they've got Red as part of it, because she is not part of this story at all. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to develop within the universe? You know, it is something that I have to say I'm invested in now. I do love the universe. I love the writing. And speaking of the writing, this wasn't actually written by, was it Philippe Cagno? I want to say it's Philippe Cagno. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the name. Philippe Cagno. So this was actually written by Carlos Estefan, and the art was Pedro Maro. And like I said, the script is incredibly tightly written. It's not going to blow anyone out of the water in terms of creativity or anything like that. It's just a very good pirate revenge story. There is nothing wrong with that. It is just really well written. In terms of the artwork, like I said, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What I do find really interesting is that Philippe Cagno is what did he call himself? I believe he called himself the publisher/editor of this book. So that to me, yeah, publisher editor at the top. That to me is a very interesting thing in the fact that he is clearly going to be working on the main series. And for any of the spin-offs, potentially, I do have another spin-off somewhere that I'm going to be reading. Potentially, he's going to be farming those off to other people to help build up his universe, where he's going to be writing the main story, but he wants other people to help build it, which is an interesting thing. There's a lot of other people around Marvel, DC that have done exactly the same. Take the White Knight, for instance. You know, if you've seen any of my reviews of Batman: The White Knight, it's a similar sort of thing. So the fact that we're getting something like this, I'm not going to say as a Kickstarter exclusive thing, because I'm sure these are available. They're definitely available on his website, and they might very well be available elsewhere. So the fact that we're getting it like that from a more sort of independent person, I think is a fantastic thing, and I really do appreciate someone that's doing this, that's actually creating something on their own, that's not trying to go through one of sort of the big two, as it were. So this way he can have sort of more control over it. So that would be really interesting to see. You know, if he's got more control, where is he going to go with these stories? Where does he want those other writers to go with his stories? Yeah, or within the world. So I'm definitely hooked within this. I'm looking forward to the next. I'll probably have to wait a couple of years for Volume 2 of The Few and the Cursed, but I'm all in on this. I'm really excited, and I just, yeah, I can't wait for them, to be honest. But if you guys have read any of the Few and the Cursed books, or if you played the game or anything like that, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next video.